And the number one chief rapper, Jerry Vernon, and your man, HRap B. Brothers gonna work it out. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain. Boy, that's a whole lot of years of being a couch potato. That's a whole lot of years of being a couch potato, y'all. Watching TV, I watched TV way too much as a kid to know all that. Right off the top of my head. Now, but with that being said, yeah, man, look, LeBron James is doing the damn thing. The funny thing is, for years we've heard people don't like LeBron, people don't want to play with LeBron, but it seems that only people that are saying this are the people that sit behind those desks, sit behind the microphones like I'm doing right now, the talking heads, as we call them. You've rarely heard a player come out and diss LeBron. Speaking of players that come out and diss LeBron, he from my city, but I still got to take his head off. I got Patrick Beverly. You sound like a damn fool, man. Everybody was like, hey man, do anybody agree with Patrick Beverly?
Just so very many ways for me to say this to you. Never, not in a million years, absolutely not. No way, Jose, no chance, Lance, yet, negatory, nah, and of course my own personal favorite of all time, man falling off of a cliff. No!
Patrick Beverly came out and said, it's easy to guard LeBron James. Let's just say he was almost telling the truth. Let's just say he was almost telling the truth. How the hell is it not difficult to guard the number 3 scorer in the history of the league? Now, okay, I'm being a bit of a hypocrite because I think Karl Malone is clearly the most overrated basketball player in the history of the world. He's the number 2 scorer in NBA history. But that's another conversation for another time. But looking at LeBron James and his ability to score, pass, rebound, and defend, the fact that he's the number 3 scorer in NBA history, and you say it's easy to guard him, but let's look at who's saying this. Patrick Beverly's the same dude who's saying it's about arguably the greatest scorer we've seen since Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, George Iceman Gervin. Somebody don't get enough credit, if you ask me. My man Ron from Canada said LeBron versus Siakam in the finals. I would love that. You wouldn't, but I would love that. They'll get their asses kicked. But hey, please let that happen from Ron from Canada's mouth to God's ears. Let that happen. But like the beat in the back is playing, take 2 and pass. I seen it says that you've taken 4 and pass. If you think Pascal Siakam from the league them to the NBA championship, you might take 6 and pass. Hold on the marijuana. I know it's legal in Canada, but we need you to get some sativa. Oh, calm down. I need you. And my man, in the words of my man Nori, I'm gonna need you to relax. But we have created this hatred for this dude, man. Dislike him, the ball player, with the name calling and the diminishing of abilities, even by my city mate. He come from Marshall High School, which happened to be the big time rival high school to my high school. So he already looked thrown off the commander. I get it. Y'all used to wear maroon, so you ain't wear green colors. So I get it. But Patrick Beverly, you need to callete your pendejo. Straight up, man. You sound like a damn fool out here. But I get it. You have to hype yourself up, man. But I just don't like it. He talking out the side of his neck. And see, you couldn't get away with saying these things about quality ball players. You really couldn't. But it says that LeBron James went to the Western Conference. He has proven for once and for all, it goes Dr. J and Kareem, Bird and Magic, Mike and Kobe, LeBron, and nobody. Then he's in that elk. He's in there. Stop dissing him. Enjoy the feeling. I started the show talking about Barry Bonds. And like Barry Bonds said, hate me all you want, but when it's over, what you're going to do is say you missed the party. And people that don't like LeBron James, boo him, man, boo him. But the hatred, I'm going to need y'all to say that for somebody else, man. Say that for y'all president or somebody, man. Come to Chicago and say that for the people who killing people innocent. For the people of South Central and all over the country who enacted violence and ideas. Use some of that hate for them. But to hate LeBron for nothing, it's kind of foolish. Good evening, Bill, for this network, HRap B. This is my man, DJ Chuck, come out with. I thought you'd do something in there. And again, I don't announce people as they come in. No disrespect. I really appreciate the people that keep coming in the chat room. I really salute you guys. I appreciate you guys. But the people who are replaying this podcast, They don't give a damn who DJ Chuck is. No disrespect to my man DJ Chuck, he's from out west. But they don't want to hear me announcing everybody. And I'm taking it upon myself to respect all my listeners. Now, if you say something, of course I will engage with you, because that's why you come in the chat room. If you're listening in the background and you want me to acknowledge you, come in and say, shut your ass up, HRap. And then I'm gonna say your name. I'm gonna say you told me to shut up. And then you're gonna be internationally known. And locally, you're gonna get disrespected. I'm gonna say your mom. How about that? But y'all know I got a couple more minutes before I get ready for this part of the show, the Black History section of the show, and and I want you guys to understand that the NCAA tournament is about to start short, and this is my favorite sport. It is the most engaging sport in the world, and what got me all bent out of shape about this is this, y'all. They keep being on TV talking about they keep talking about how nobody cares about the NCAA tournament anymore. This is some nonsense. Look, y'all, this is a farce. This is a farce. Because, look, if you are my age, you remember a time, like the brother RC who listening in the background. Thank you, RC. But you are from a time in which the underdog reigned supreme. The underdog was the University of St. John's in the East. The underdog in the Midwest was Notre Dame, Marquette, and the University of DePaul. Wichita State, teams like that. We used to root for those teams. We wanted them now. Don't get me wrong, we ain't want them to beat Georgetown. Georgetown was a little man back then, back in the 80s when the tournament was reigning supreme. So ESPN and these other networks have dropped the ball once again. Y'all heard when Rod Strickland was on the show. Rod Strickland said that Paul didn't even have to recruit him. WGN recruited him because WGN is a Chicago-based superstation like TNT and TBS for Atlanta that everybody got nationwide. So, when he used to see Mark Aguirre, Teddy Groves, Bernard Randolph, and those guys on DePaul, he wanted to come to Chicago. The reason I'm bringing this up is this. The days of, next few years, the Dukes, the Kentuckys, the North Carolinas, they're going to be sick because the big time ball players go there. And y'all know my theory, continuity is king. And when you don't have the continuity of the national basketball, of the NCAA, and in the NCAA, you will not dominate as you think you should. Now, Kansas, Asabuke is a senior. Their best player is a senior. There's a blue blood that's hanging in there. But again, Asabuke is a senior center. The other schools at the top are Gonzaga. They got juniors and seniors on their team. Dayton, they got juniors and seniors on their team. Florida State University, they got juniors and seniors on their team. These teams are the reason. This is why the tournament is awesome. Because look, I actually heard Mike Greenberg say this morning. This is going to be an interesting tournament because we don't know who's going to win. That's the best kind of tournament. I don't want to always see Duke win. I do not want to see North Carolina, Kentucky, and those guys win. It's about the underdog. It's about the surprise. That's why people are taking off the first day of work. That's why people are not paying attention. It is March. The madness has begun. My man DJ Chuck said shit, Rod Strickland was DePaul. Hey, for a minute he was. He was the best ball player. He helped Stanley Brundy get drafted by the New Jersey Nets. Otherwise, Stanley Brundy would have had that degree in finance way earlier than he did. That's another story for another time. Me and that new, this is a whole another situation. Me and new Stanley Brundy and Kevin Hollins. I'll tell you about that another time. But we've made it seem like the underdog shouldn't be respected. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. Again, that is the furthest thing from the truth. So, hey man, I am going to keep caping for the underdog, y'all. I'm going to keep caping for the underdog. The the NCAA and ESPN needs to go look. The greatest thing in sports is the rivalry. Ohio State versus Michigan, Duke versus North Carolina, Illinois versus Indiana, UCLA versus Cal, Texas versus Oklahoma, LSU versus Alabama. This is why we watch sports. The rivalry, the Pistons versus the Bulls, the Lakers versus the Celtics. So, what ESPN? I know y'all listening. Y'all need to be getting your boy some type of intellectual property funds back. This is what they need to do. Go to these tournaments, go to these conferences, air the rivalry games, get us accustomed to seeing teams that we hadn't seen before. And when we see the teams that we haven't seen before, when the tournament starts, you know who, like last year, you find out who Ja Morant is. You find out who Taco Charles is. You find out all these ancillary players that me and you never heard of that we love seeing hit buzzer beaters. We love seeing go down to the wire and all this. And then you'll understand and you'll have a better product. So when the ratings are up, because we're in tune to who's on BYU, the Virgins, who's on Seton Hall, who's on Maryland, who's on San Diego State, who's on Baylor, who's on I'm not gonna say that to you, y'all know I don't like buddy. West Virginia, who's on Houston, who's on Butler, who's on Iowa. Those teams need to be exposed as well. Excuse me. They should be exposed as well. This will engage your fan base. This is the formula that the National Football League uses as well. They make sure Cleveland Browns are on national television, so you can find out who Landry Shields is, who's on first. Joe Houston. But you find out these ancillary players that you have never heard of. Look, McNeese State, Joe Dumars should have been on TV. Wayman Tisdale, Wichita State, should have been on TV. Xavier McDaniel should have been on TV. Even though this is before the tournament blew up, Robert Parrish was from the San Francisco Dons, should have been on TV. The last big time player to come from the San Francisco Dons, Bill Cartwright, should have been on TV. Look, I understand. I live in Big Ten country. Chief Rocker is a Big Ten guy. Some of y'all live in California. Y'all Pac-10 guys. Some of y'all live on the East Coast. Sid live on the East Coast. He a ACC guy. Some of y'all live in the South. Chief Rocker live in the South. And the people who follow the network from Chief Rocker, they looking at SEC. But it's a whole lot of conferences in the midst of that are being left out. And those players are equally as good because guess what? Y'all didn't hear about Ja Morant until he started acting a fool. But we can see the development of the next Ja Morant. See a dude who's a freshman who's going to develop. And then he's going to develop the following year. And then he's going to get drafted and potentially be a star in the National Basketball Association. This is why they need to expand their coverage. And guess what, ESPN? And when you expand the coverage and the ratings go up, because we know these guys from these little schools like the Mark Aguirre, like the Kelly Chapukas, like the Chris Torchiani and Rodney Monroe from South Carolina, like Mark Jackson and Chris Mullen up at St. John. Then you can turn around and instead of signing a $4 billion contract, you can get a $10 billion contract. And guess what you can do instead of $10 million? Get a damn kid some money. So y'all didn't think I was going there, but I'm going there. Pay the kids, man. Pay the damn families. Because without the mamas and the daddies, y'all wouldn't have nothing to show. With that being said, man, I'm 40 seconds away from I got 2 Black History moments that I want to highlight for y'all. And I want y'all to pay attention to this closely. This is going to bring some pride to you if you're not part of my community. It'll help you understand who we are. And again, it'll help you understand who we are and why we go through the things we go through. So, with that being said, brothers and sisters, I'm about to start this segment. Hopefully when I get back, the homie Big Illinois will be ready. And it's going down. Into the Bitch Podcast.
Afro-descendant people has a very special place in our hearts. Our hair culture goes back thousands of years. It's a huge part of our identity.